Hey everybody, welcome to day number 15 of the Lincoln Rehab. So we're still going with that numbering sequence because we are here at the Lincoln Rehab. We've just moved on from rehab in the house into rehab in the garage. We've gone through, we've seen everything that Thomas the Plasterer has done with just getting the walls so that they're all finished and clean. And now those are going to take 30 days before we're going to be able to paint them. And in the meantime, what we're doing is we're prepping the floor right now for an epoxy paint. And so we're going to use a Rust-Oleum product on this. It's another two-part system. Actually, probably a three-part system because it's got these flakes that you kind of just spread all over the place. The homeowners have picked the color they want to use. And the biggest thing when you want to do an epoxy floor is you've got to prep it. And so the first thing we did was we put a degreaser on the floor. And this is something you can get in any of the driveway or asphalt aisles at the big box stores. And it's basically a degreaser, and that's going to pull any oils or rubbers or anything that's in here, and it's going to pull it up. And then once that was done, then we put on a citric acid, or what they call an etcher. And that comes in the box with the epoxy paint. And so that basically etches it, pulls out any limes or anything that might be left over from the concrete curing. And so now that that's done, this has got to dry. It's got to be bone dry for the epoxy to stick. And of course, we're in the middle of a heat wave here in New England. So we've got fans running in here, and we're going to give this all day tomorrow really to finish up drying before we put the epoxy paint on. The only other little things that we did was we did have this stress crack that was right here. There was no expansion joint put in here, which normally you would see an expansion joint. So the concrete found its own expansion joint because this lip here was basically heaving in the winter. And that's what caused that to crack there, and then it caused it to crack over here. And so that caused a little bit of a lift or subcision out here, and we basically grabbed a diamond grinder here and we just smoothed that out so that now that there's not a tripping hazard or a lip. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're not going to fill this with concrete, we're going to fill it with a flex polyurethane caulking, and that's specifically made to adhere to concrete, and that's going to continue to allow this to flex over time because that's what it wants to do. If we made it solid again, well, it would just crack. So we're going to go with the fact that it's flexing and then just let it do all the flexing it wants so it doesn't continue to deteriorate any of the floor in there. The other thing was we had some caulking out here, which was just weather-related aging, and so we filled that all with hydraulic cement, and it was a high-strength mortar, and that's drying now, and that'll be ready tomorrow, and we'll just clean it all off. Now, while this is drying tomorrow, we're going to pop back into the bathroom and the hallway. We're going to put those thresholds in there. The homeowners picked a color that they like that matches the floor as best they can, and I've stained them and I've treated them, and so those are going to go in tomorrow along with the toilet roll hanger, the towel rod, and the face cloth hanger. So we got a couple little things to do tomorrow, and we're going to do that while this is drying. And as I said, it does need to be absolutely bone dry for that epoxy to stick. So that's it, day number 15. We're going to run the rest of this week and get this garage in, which is going to include those stairs. So we're going to have it drive-in ready for them on Saturday, so they're going to be able to park in there. Check with us tomorrow, and we'll see what all those little finishing touches are in the bathroom. Thanks for stopping by.